नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Today we are reading from Canto 10, Chapter 46, Uddhava visits Vrindavan. Text number 234. So we'll read out number 4. Can put it up? Huh? Taha mat manaskaha mat pranaha madarte tyakta daihikaha mam eva daitam preshtam atmanam manasagataha ye tyakta loka dharmaha cha madarthe tan vibharmi aham taman manaska mat prana madarte tyakta daihika mame vadaitam preshtam atmanam manasagata ye tyakta loka dharmascha madarte tan vibharmi aham taman manaska mat prana madarte tyakta daihika mami vadaitam preshtam atmanam manasagata etyakta loka dharmascha madarte tan vibharmi aham taman manaska mat prana madarte tyakta daihika mame vadaitam preshtam atmanam manasagata etyakta loka dharmascha madarte tan vibharmi aham. Please chant. Man manaska mat prana madarte tyakta daihika mami vadaitam preshtam manam manasagata tyakta loka dharmascha te tan vibharmi aham. Taman manaska Mataji's? Kaman manaskanat prana te tyakta daihika. Taha, they, the gopis. Mat, absorbed in me. Manaskaha, their minds. Mat, fixed upon me. Pranaha, their lives. Madarthe, for my sake. Tyakta, abandoning. Daihikaha, everything on the bodily platform. Mam, me. Eva, alone. Daitam, their beloved. Preshtam, dearmost. Atmanam, self. Manasagataha, understood. Ye, who. The gopis are anyone. Tyakta, giving up. Loka, this world. Dharmaha, religiosity. Cha, and. Madarthe, for my sake. Tan, them. Bibharmi, sustain. Aham, I. Translation purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. The minds of those gopis are always absorbed in me, and their very lives are devoted to me. For my sake, they have abandoned everything related to their bodies, renouncing ordinary happiness in this life, as well as religious duties necessary for such happiness in the next life. I alone am their dearmost beloved, and indeed their very self. Therefore, I take it upon myself to sustain them in all circumstances. Purport. Here the Lord explains why He wants to send a special message to the gopis. According to the Vaishnava Acharyas, the word Daihikaha, related to the body, refers to husbands, children, homes, and so on. The gopis loved Krishna so intensely that they could think of nothing else. Since Sri Krishna maintains ordinary devotees engaged in sadhana bhakti, devotional service in practice, He will certainly maintain the gopis, His most exalted devotees. Om Ajnanatimirindasya Ajnananjanasalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye. Hare Krishna. This chapter, Uddhava visits Vrindavan. Yesterday Mahaman Prabhu explained some aspects of the first verse. I would like to add some more points on that verse, and then we will cover remaining verses. Vrishninam pravaro mantri Krishnasya daita sakha Sisho Bruhaspate Sakshat Uddhavo Buddhisattamaha. How many of you know, keep the mic, how many of you know what is the meaning of Uddhava? Uddhava means festival of joy. Festival of joy. So Vishwanath Thakur says that he is personified festival. You know what Prabhupada say? In ISKCON we should have everyday festival, because festivals are the mother of devotion. Right? So like that, you know, there are two Gitas are very, very important. One is Bhagavad Gita. You know, Krishna spoke to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Another is Uddhav Gita. Right? So Acharyas comment that whatever he did not cover in Bhagavad Gita, he covered elaborately in Uddhav Gita, because he had more time. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna had less time. So he could cover so much, that much. But now he has so much time. So whole 11th canto Bhagavatam, Krishna's teachings to Uddhava. So Uddhav Gita. So Uddhava is a very prominent Vaishnava in our circles, in our Sampradaya. So we should follow him. Uddhava says, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu it is quoted that, my dear Lord, he is famous for wearing the Nirmalya garlands of Krishna all the time. Right? And always smelling the flowers that are offered to Krishna, the scents that are offered to Krishna. So Uddhava says, simply by doing all this, wearing Nirmalya garlands, Maha garlands, and smelling the flowers, and the scent, that is offered to the Lord, one can defeat the effects of illusion, Maya, and becoming free from Maya and the diseases also. Right? So that is why every day I wear garland. Some people have problem. Right? So during COVID, many devotees, they were not willing to smell the fragrance of the flowers or the scent and all. They think that they will contact corona. So, but I was doing it because in the altar we have to, right? We cannot disrespect the Nirmalya, the Maha of the Lord. So, anyway, so that is, Uddhava is very famous for that. And then he is also famous, he exactly looks like Krishna. He exactly looks like Krishna. Prabhupada writes in 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita, just like a caterpillar is always thinking of butterfly, and then the caterpillar becomes butterfly after some time. In the same way, by constantly thinking about Krishna, we will become like Krishna. Of course, we will not become Krishna himself, but we will become like Krishna. Right? That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Idam jnanam upashritya mamasa dharmam agataha. Mamsa dharma agataha. Right? Krishna is saying, by taking shelter of this knowledge, they will attain my nature. They will attain my... So Uddhava, that is the speciality of Uddhava. Because he is constantly thinking about Krishna. He is wearing the garlands of, Maha garlands of Krishna. And that is why he started looking like Krishna. That is why gopis are mistaken. Who is this? Krishna has come or what? He is exactly looking like Krishna. So that is the speciality of Uddhava. So Krishna, he was, so the Vishwanath Thakur says, this chapter, Krishna and Balaram, they get Uddhavam, means they get joy. And the gopis, they get Auddhavam. They suffer in separation from Krishna because like that. So Krishna being very, very anxious about the welfare of the gopis, because he is always thinking about the gopis and their welfare. So he is worried that, how much they must be suffering from his separation. So he wanted to send a message to the gopis. That is one reason. Another reason that he wanted that if somebody should bring and tell the people the greatness of Vrajavasi's love. So Krishna is thinking, who is that personality who has performed many, many austerities and penances, who can relish the joy of Vrajavasi's prema, and then can go and like that. So at that time, Uddhava happened to come in front of Krishna. Then he fixed, this person is eligible for sending to Vraj, and then relieve the sufferings of the gopis. Also learn from them the greatest science of Rasa Shastra, Krishna Prem, like that. So that is why it is said, Vrishninam Pravaro Mantri. Because he is well respected by all the Vrishnis in Dwarka. That is why, so Krishna thought, when he would go to Vrindavan and bring back the level of Krishna Prema, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj and all the gopis and the gopas they have got. Because all the Dwarkavasis, they are a little bit proud that we have got so much love for Krishna. Krishna is our relative. Like that. So that is why Krishna wanted that, when Uddhava comes back and tells that how great their love, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj's love for Krishna, and then how great this gopis' love for Krishna, how great the gopas' love for Krishna, then their pride will subside. And then they will also want to learn the Vraja Prem, like that. So that is why, and then Mantri. If you read Krishna book, when one messenger came from the kings who are arrested in the Jarasandha captivity, and then one messenger came from Yudhishthir Maharaj. So the messenger from Yudhishthir Maharaj was saying that Krishna, he wanted to perform Rajasuya sacrifice. What is your advice? Then the messenger from the captive kings, he said, they sent a message to Krishna, please release us, we are suffering. In very few days' time, he is going to sacrifice all of us to Kal Bhairav. Like that. So Krishna was confused, so-called, that where to go. Then Krishna turned to Uddhava. Uddhava, that, what should I do, my dear Uddhava? Then his mantri consulted. So mantri, he gave an advice that, anyway, for performing Rajasuya sacrifice, you have to kill Jarasandha. So first you go to Jarasandha, kill him, and then like that he gave. So Krishna took the advice and then he acted on it. So mantri. So Krishna is very confident because he is very expert being a mantri. He can console the gopis and then pacify them, like that. And then Daitaha. Daitaha, he is beloved of Krishna. That is why he is confident that he will be able to understand the prema of the Vrajavasis. Daita. And then Sakha. Sakha, he is very dear friend of Krishna. Dear friend of Krishna. So that is why he has chosen him, because he is almost on equal level like Subala, Sridhama and all, who are actually Priya, Narma, Sakhas, who understand the conjugal love of Krishna. So that is why he is confident. So that is why Krishna says in 3rd Canto Bhagavatam that there is not even a slightly, Uddhava is not even slightly different from me. He is very dear to me. Like that Krishna declared. Then Brihaspati Sishya Sakshad. So Brihaspati is Devaguru. He actually taught, seeing that he is very expert in all the learning. So he taught all the Shastra, except Rasa Shastra, Krishna Prema. Because he also doesn't know that. Brihaspati also, he is an actually impersonalist, Brihaspati. Prabhupada writes in 4th Canto Bhagavatam, Brihaspati is an impersonalist, Brahmavadi. So how, this is very surprising, right? He dealing with Vishnu and everywhere in Devaloka, but he is a Mayavadi, So he taught everything like that. So only this prema can be taught only by the gopis, not even Krishna, right? That is why Krishna came to learn what is Radharani's love, right? In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form. So he wanted to send Uddhava to the Vrindavan, so that, because he is little bit proud that I am so knowledgeable. Uddhava, that he is Brahaspati's Sishya, then I am so knowledgeable, like that. So in order to show, Hare, you have not learned anything so far. You have not learned anything, just go. The real thing is, Rasa Shastra, Krishna Prema, the science of Krishna Prema, right? So go and learn from Brajavasis, especially the gopis. So that is the reason Krishna, so that, because he is very expert, Buddhi Sattama, very expert, so that he can actually come back and teach to everybody what is actually Krishna Prem. What is actually Krishna Prem, like that. So that is why Krishna sent Uddhava, right? Sishyo Brahaspati Sakshad Uddhava Buddhi Sattama. So it is mentioned that Uddhava, he is a cousin brother, Deva Bhaga's son, Vasudeva's brother's son. Both are cousin brothers, right? I am very surprising. Even Ekalavya also is a cousin brother of Krishna, because in Harivamsha Purana it is mentioned that he has, as a child, he has done he was doing lot of atrocities. That is why he was ostracized into the forest when he was a child. So that is like I mentioned again, that Uddhava means the festival of joy, personified festival. So this chapter, next chapter, Brahmana Gita. So the entire mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is based on that chapter. The entire Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila is a pralapa of the Radharani, Brahma, in front of Brahmara. So very confidential subject matter, and so a lot of things we can learn about the Vrajagopis and all that. So next verse, tamaha Bhagavan prestam bhaktam ekantinam kvachit grihitva panina panim prapannarti haro harihi. The Supreme Lord Hari, who relieves the distress of all who surrendered to him, once took the hand of his fully devoted, dearmost friend Uddhava and addressed him as follows. In Garuda Purana, it is mentioned that Krishna says to Garuda that anybody who chanted even once Hari, even once, he has started his journey back to Godhead. Right? Hari. Right? So we all keep saying, right? Hari, Hari, Hari Bol. So this Hari is very important name. So what is the meaning of Hari? One who steals away the distress of his devotees. Right? Not everybody, huh? Bhaktanam abhayankara. Right? Bhagavan api vishwatma bhaktanam abhayankara. Savishesha amshabhagena mana anakadundube. This is a verse from 10th canto, 1st chapter. So he relieves the distress of only his devotees. Hari. Right? So he is the one who steals away the contamination from the heart of his devotees. Hari. Right? And then Chit Chor, like that. Here, Vishwanath Chakra Thakur defines who is a ekantika bhakta. Vihaya pitrudevadin parinishtangato harau tadghada premabhihi purna ekanti iti nigadyate. Please remember this. We all have to become, if we want Vraja Prem, if we want Shyam Sundar Krishna, love of Gopinath, we have to become Ekantika Bhakta. So here Ekantika Bhakta, he is an Ekanta Bhakta who gives up father, mother and other attachments fixes his mind only on Krishna and is filled with deep prema for the Lord. I'll translate. He is an Ekanta Bhakta who gives up father, mother and other attachments, fixes his mind only on Krishna and is filled with deep prema for the Lord. Right? In a material society, if somebody has love for his father, like Pitruvak Paripalaka, love for his father, or love for his mother, or love for his girlfriend or wife, they are glorified, right? They are glorified. Love for the country, right? Love for the country, right? Prabhupada said, what is, who can love country more than Gandhiji? Right? He was a big lawyer in South Africa. He started wearing loin cloth and, struggling for, independence of India. Then he achieved also. But what did he get in return? Bullet. Right? So people in this world, they work very hard. They work very hard. If you tell them, why don't you join Hare Krishna? What about my duty to father, mother? What about my wife, my children? Right? But what do they get at the end? Right? You work very hard. A man works very hard. Prabhupada said, people travel from Virar to Churchgate to Virar. Because they work very hard, they travel so much, 3 hours, 4 hours in a day, and then they work 8 to 9 or 10 hours, and then they get chastised by the boss. All this because he cannot give up the association of his wife. Right? He has to work very hard, like a gada, right? Right? That is why there is one joke, WhatsApp joke. Teacher, आदमी का जीवन यही है, life of a man. Teacher मुर्गा बनाती है, गर्लफ्रेंड उल्लू बनाती है, और पत्नी गधा बनाती है. Right? Like there is one another joke, when he is with during courtship and all, he is like a Spider-Man. And when after marriage, he is like a Superman. After 20 years after marriage, he is a Doberman. Right? So, yeah, this, that is, but in Krishna consciousness, affection for wife, children, mother, father and all is a minus, discredit. If devotees, if you say that I have so much love for my mother, father and whatever, sisters and brothers and country, then it is a discredit. Right? You will get minus points in the diary of Krishna. In the account of Krishna, you will get minus debits. Right? So one should give up the love for mother, father, children, wife and everybody, which is very, very difficult, almost impossible, to give up. Right? Usually, whom do we love? Everybody, right? Love is natural in our hearts. So whom do we love usually? Then various people, like, a child loves his father, right? Mother, right? And then later on, friends, right? Later on, girlfriend or wife. So later on, some people, they have love for cricketers, right? Some people have love for film actors, right? Some people, they have love for politicians, right? अभी ISKCON में भी मोदी मोदी बोलते हैं आजकल, right? मोदी भक्त, मोदी भक्त मत बनो, प्रभुपाद भक्त बनो. So this So this we have love for, right? All this, because father provides, right? Father provides necessities, mother provides necessities. The leaders in the country, they provide necessities. They have all these film actors. One film actor was saying, I am taking off my clothes to give happiness to everybody. Hare, what about your happiness? You will become a tree in the next life. Right? They are thinking, so some, and then these people also, they express so much love, Somebody comes by cycling or by walking to meet so-and-so actor, we see sometimes, right? They have so much love, Like in South India, they worship, all these film actors. Whenever there is a film release, this Rajnikant and all, they do Abhishek, They have a huge cutouts and then they do Pala Abhishek, They ask, why are you putting milk on the Lord Shiva, American was saying, why are you putting milk on the Lord Shiva? It's a waste of milk, give it to poor people, right? So like that they say. But they love, There's so much love. Because they are giving entertainment people, and then they cricketers. Somebody say, suppose Sachin Tendulkar scores a century. आपका पेट भरेगा? क्या फिर भी सेंचुरी मारा इसलिए they say Sachin Tendulkar is God. They have so much love for him that they say that he is God. But actually, if you see, all these things, if you read 9th chapter Bhagavad Gita, that is why it is a very important chapter. 9th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Aham kratur, aham yajna, swadaham, ham oshadam, right? Mantroham aham evajyam, aham agnir, aham hutam. Pitaham asya jagata, mata data, pitamaha, vedyam pavitram omkara, Ruksama Yajurevacha. Ruksama. So Krishna is saying, I am the father. I am the father. Pitaham asya jagata. Mata, I am the mother. Data, I am the giver. Pitaham asya jagata. Mata, data. Pitamaha, I am the grandsire. Right? And then Vedyam Pavitram Amkara. And then Gatir Bharta, Prabhu Sakshi. I am the goal. Gatir, Bharta, I am the maintainer. Prabhu, I am the master. I am the witness. Gatir Bharta, Prabhu Sakshi, Nivasham, Sharanam Surat. I am the abode. And then Sharanam, I am the refuse. I am the refuse. Then, I am the dearmost friend. Right? Prabhavaha, Pralayaha, Sthanam. I am the creator. I am the maintainer. Right? Right? I am the maintainer. I am the, and then Pralaya Sthanam. I am the destroyer. Right? And then, next, what is the next verse? Nidanam bijam abhyay. The next verse is Tapamyaham varsham nigraham punah punaha. So, if you see, Krishna is the father, Krishna is the mother, Krishna is the giver, Krishna is the maintainer, Krishna is Bharta, Krishna is, abode, Krishna is the, resting place, Krishna is the dearmost friend. So, whom should we love? Whom should we love? Only Krishna, not Krishna. Only Krishna. Krishna is a jealous lover. If you love anybody else, he will reject. That is why Antakalecha Mameva. If you remember, Mameva means only me. If you remember anyone else, Haribol. Mameva. Right? Ananya Cheta Satatam Yomam Smarati Nitya Saha Tasyaham Sulabha Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yogina. There are Anitya Yukta Yoginas, Nitya Yukta Yoginas are there. Who is Anitya Nitya Yoga? Pata hai? There is, yoga means, another meaning of yoga is upayam. Upaya means, So karma yoga, jnana yoga means upaya, upaya. And then upeya means goal. So if somebody whose means is Krishna, and then the goal is also Krishna, he is a nitya yukta. Somebody who is having material desires, he may be using bhakti yoga to attain that material desires. But he will not be, goal is not Krishna. After some time, when his desires are achieved, he will give up Krishna. Right? He will give up Krishna. So, Krishna is very, very particular that mameva, sarvadharman parityajya, mamekam sharanam raja. Prabhupada, says in Queen Kunti's prayers, what is this nonsense? Krishna is saying, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. It is not Durga Kirtana, Sai Kirtana, this Ganesh Kirtana. No, only Vishnu Kirtana. If you have to do Vishnu Kirtana only, not this, Sai Kirtana and, Kali Kirtana. Right? They have now Yeshu Gita also. Yeshu, Yeshu also they made in Andhra, Bapre. They made Kirtana on Yeshu also. Yeshu Kirtana. अभी येशु कीर्तना भी आ गया. Right? येशु कीर्तना नहीं करने का. So, Vishnu Kirtana, we have to do Mahamekam Sharanam Raja. So that is, so I always say 3 hours are required, right, in Krishna consciousness to get Krishna Prema. Anybody remembers? One more? Remember? 3 hours are required. One is Anusmriti. Right? Then Ananya Chintana. Then Avyabhicharini Bhakti. 3 hours. Right? Anuchintana. Always thinking about Krishna. Think only about Krishna. No one else. And then Avyabhicharini. Avyabhicharini means, what? Mam chayo Avyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatityaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Right? Avyabhichari. What is Avyabhichari? Avyabhichari means, Prabhupada translates. Vyabhichari means what? Prostitution, fallen. Right? Avyabhichari means not without deviation, without falling down. Prabhupada translate. Without falling down. Right? That is Avyabhicharini Bhakti. Right? We have to perform Avyabhicharini Bhakti, then Ananya Bhakti, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, Yejana Paripasate, Tesham Nitya Vyuktanam, Yogakshemam, Aham Yaham. And then Anusmriti, following in the footsteps of great devotees, we should remember Krishna, right? Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena, Chetasa, Na Anyagamina, Paramam Purusham Divyam, Yati Partha, Anuchintayan. Right? You remember me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? So, this is a definition of Ekanta Bhakti. Ekanta Bhakti is not that Ekanta mein baith ke jap kar rahe. Right? That is not Ekanta. Ekantika Bhakti means give up your affection for mother, father, children, whatever, wife and all. So, if you have these 2 things, we, not you, if we have these 2 things, we will never get Krishna. What are they? One is anger, another is shoka, lamentation, shoka or krodh. So, krodh another time. So why? So when do we lament? When do we lament? Because we have attachment to all these family members and all. Right? When something happens to them, we lament. And that is one way. And then also we have ambition also. If we don't get it, we will lament. Right? So, Prabhupada writes, Shoka Ashru Sagara Vishoshanam, Ati Udara, the 3rd kind of Bhagavatam, it comes. Hasam Hare, Avanitaya, Krupayati Tivra Loka, Atiloka Tivra, Atiloka Tivra, Shokashu Sagara Vishoshanam, right? So it is said, if somebody is lamenting, Prabhupada writes, because everybody is lamenting so much because of their attachment and all, so much they cry, that ocean of tears are formed. That is why ocean is salty. This is nothing but, ocean of tears, of all the people. Like that. So, if somebody is lamenting, he says, one should meditate on the smile of Radha Rasbihari. Right? Everybody comes and tells, right? Oh, your Radha Rasbihari is smiling. Right? Giriraj Maharaj also was saying the other day. So, smiling. Radha Rasbihari is smiling. So, we should remember, if you are lamenting, lamentation comes, what we should do? We should remember the smile of Radha Rasbihari, right? Anyway, so this is a greatest qualification to get love for Krishna is giving up the attachment for family members, which is even difficult to even for great sages also, right? There is one verse, fourth canto Bhagavatam, anybody knows? Yat pada pankaj rajas palasa vilasa bhaktya. Anybody knows? So in that verse, it is said that even the family attachment, even difficult to give up, even for the sages also. Who is the example? For great affection for the family, great sage, Brahmarshi also is. Vasishtha Muni. Right? His 100 sons were killed by Vishwamitra Muni. He wanted to commit suicide because so much lamentation. Like that. Very difficult. Right? Another example is Dronacharya. Family affection. Affection for the son. So these are the disqualifications for getting Krishna Prema. So Krishna is saying here, that those who, they give up attachment for wife and children and all, father, mother and all, they are the most eligible. That is the qualification of gopis. Asamaho charanarenu jusham aham syam vrindavan api gulmam lataushidhanam ya dushyajam svajana arya patam cha hitva bejur mukunda padavim Shrutibi Vinmugriya. He says, this is a verse chanted by Uddhava. So how they got so much love for Krishna? Because, ya dushyajam swajana arya patim cha hitva. Right? Arya patim cha hitva. So, they have given up their love for their wife, husband, wife, all these children and all. And they have given up Aryapatha. In the next verse it is coming. Aryapatha means, dharmic patha, following all the religious principles of all the household life and all that. They have given up. That is why gopis have got so much Krishna Prema that Krishna was telling that naparayeham nirvijya samyuda. In that verse he is saying that you have given up, shrinkalai, very, very difficult to give up, which is very, very difficult to give up. That is attachment to husband and family life and all. You have given up. So, which I have not given up. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam sataiva prajamyaham. Mama vartmanu vartante manusha. Could Krishna follow this? His own words he could not follow. He says, as you surrender, I reward. My dear gopis, Vishnu Chakravarti says, I was defeated by your love because you followed, you have given up your affection for your family, friends and everything. But I could not give up because I am so much attached to Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda and all. I could not give up, but you have given up. So in this verse, you have defeated me. I could not follow. In your case, I could not follow this verse. All other devotees I followed, but with you I have not followed. That is why I am indebted to you. I am indebted to you. Like that. So, coming to this verse, Gacha Uddhava Vrajam Saumya Pitror now Piritimu Avaha Gopinam Mad viyogadhim mat sandeshair vimochaya. So, Krishna is saying, go and give my message to my mother, father, who will be relieved of the suffering from my separation. And also, give it, there are 3 sets of messages to the gopis. Vimochya, because they are bound by the rope of love and then attached to me, so they will be relieved of their suffering. Vimochaya. So, said what? One set of message is jnana and yoga. Krishna sent a message, right? Krishna sent a message. So later on, Radharani and the gopis, when they met Krishna in Kurukshetra, they chastised him. What nonsense you are sending, this nonsense message, on jnana and yoga? Well, so he chastised them, right? They all chastised Krishna. What nonsense? So then Krishna told, my dear gopis, during Rasa Leela dance, pastime, he gave Karmakanda. You should serve your husband, you should serve your children, you should take care of your children, you should, should not disobey your father, mother. All that Karmakanda, Dharma Shastra he taught, Karmakanda. So during Uddhava's message, he taught jnana. Right? So the secret is, I had a big problem with this. When I read all these things, I said, what is this, So one Mayavadi was arguing with me. He said, see, many Mayavadis, they quote this. He said, see, Krishna also sent a Jnana Yoga message to gopis. That means, Jnana is superior to Bhakti. Like that they conclude. I didn't know the answer at that time. So, but in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhyalila, Krishna, Mahaprabhu dances in front of chariot. So there actually explained. Mahaprabhu in the form of gopi, he chastises Krishna, Radharani, like that. Anyway, that is another topic for another day. So, why Krishna taught? Vishwanath Thakur was saying that this Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, then all these messages, the first one message is about Jnana Yoga. Another message is how to meditate on me and all that. Another message is how to attain me. All these 3 messages will be burned to ashes in the fire of Krishna Prema of the gopis. And then they will understand the indirect message that is included in these words. Later on, with the time, if I get a chance, we will explain how every word of Krishna, that Jnana Yoga message that he sent to gopis, indirect there is a meaning. There is a hidden, not indirect, hidden meaning is there. When Krishna said, Gajani Gora Rupani, this night is very, very dangerous and all that. These dangerous animals are here. Please go back. That is one direct meaning, like that. Another hidden meaning is, this Chandrama is shining very nicely. Aghora, all these Vrindavan, all the animals, they become sattvic. Krishna, the direct meaning is, this very, very dark night, very dangerous night, middle of the night, all these, dangerous creatures like snakes and animals are there, they will, disturb you and all that. That is one meaning. Another hidden meaning is, no, this is a very beautiful night. All the animals in Vrindavan, they become sattvic, they will not harm you, please stay back. So they are saying, he's saying, serve your parents and husband and all. Then the hidden meaning is, they are all useless people, don't serve them. And stay back. That is why poor ladies, Brahmana's wives, they understood, they went back saying that, sometimes, Krishna has to bluff, 2 times he bluffed. When? Krishna is a supreme truthful, but he bluffed. Once he bluffed in front of these Brahmana's wives. Said, direct association with me is not good for you. Chant and hear about me. Think about me. That is more useful for you. Is it true? What? You are in association with Krishna. What else, why you want to hear? Right? Because Krishna did not want, associate with physically with Brahmana's wives. In order to, Krishna was feeling very sorry, it seems. Hare, itna presta, itna, so much love they came, but I have to send them back. Like that. Another time where Krishna did bluffed. Anybody remembers? Huh? In front of Muchukunda. He said, Hare, I was always shocked, He said, because you are a Kshatriya, you killed so many animals, you are not fit now to get devotion. You go back. And then next life you will become a Brahmana, then you do devotion service, then you will come back to me. Hare, in front of Krishna, what sins will remain? If you chant his holy name, all the sins will go away. In front of, so Vishwanath Chakravarti explained that, when Krishna, he was around 15-20 feet tall. Right? Like in Muchukunda, he is from Satyuga or Treta Yuga, he is more than 50 or 100 feet tall. So, if he is with me, if he insists, he is insisting that I will be with you, I will come with you. Right? If he comes with me, any demon or anybody will come, he will just, with his hand, he will catch him and then finish him up. I don't get any chance to kill anybody. So that is why Krishna did not want, Muchukunda to be with him. He said, go. Krishna, like that. So this, Krishna's, Vadatam Shreshtam, Krishna is very expert in speaking. Like that. So this, Krishna is sending, going to send messages. So what is, so this is the meaning. He wanted to show, that this Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, all these are useless. Because gopis did not accept them. He rejected them. They rejected. Like that. So you go and tell them. And so why? Because why Krishna is thinking about the gopis all the time? Right? So this is explained by Maharaj Chitraketu. Right? Maharaj Chitraketu, he says, you can remember, very wonderful prayers offered by Chitraketu to the Lord when he had darshan. Right? So he said, Ajita Jita Samamatis, Ajita Jita Samamatis, Sadhubir Bhavan, Jitatmabir Bhavata, Vijitaste cha Bhajatam, Akama Atmanam Ya Atmadaha Ati Karuna. My dear Lord, you are unconquerable. You are unconquerable. But the devotees conquer you. Those devotees who control their mind and the senses, they can conquer you. My dear Lord, those devotees, they keep you under their control because they worship you without any material profits. And then they, out of causeless mercy, you agree to be controlled by them. Not only that, my dear Lord, you are so merciful that to such devotees, you give yourself to them. So Prabhupada wrote a beautiful purport. In that Prabhupada writes that the greatest example, here Prabhupada writes that Krishna conquers devotees and the devotees conquered Krishna. The greatest example is Krishna and the gopis. Krishna conquered the gopis because whenever Krishna played flute, they came running without any hesitation. And then the gopis have conquered Krishna because Krishna is always thinking about them. Right? He's always thinking of them. So what did they do? So what is the qualification for conquering Krishna? Because they have controlled their mind and the senses. So Prabhupada writes, Samamatis means the devotees, they are Samamatis because not that, when they are happy they will worship Krishna, but when they are in distress, they will forget Krishna. Under all circumstances, ayatiki apratihata, under all circumstances, they worship Krishna. That is the meaning of Samamatis. Another meaning of Samamatis means they hate to become one with Krishna. So such devotees, they conquer Krishna. Like that. So here also, Tan Man Manaska. Why? Because the gopis have given their mind to me. Right? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu is saying that, my dear Lord, the Radharani is saying, Ahustam, Nalinaba, Padaravinda, in that verse purport, commentary, Mahaprabhu is saying in the mood of Srimad Radharani is saying that, my dear Lord, for everybody, mind and the heart are same. But in my case, my mind and Vrindavan are same. Please keep your lotus feet in my heart. So that is the meaning of Rath Yatra. Right? Krishna, dragging Krishna into our hearts. For that you have to make your heart Vrindavan. Right? Because Radharani is saying, because you like Vrindavan, but my heart is Vrindavan, so please keep your lotus feet on my heart. That means, let me think about your lotus feet all the time. That is the meaning. So like the Prabhupada writes, we have to make our heart pure. Right? So what is the nature of the mind? The nature of the mind is thinking, feeling and willing, and accepting and rejecting. Prabhupada writes a very nice point that when you give up these two businesses of accepting and rejecting, then your heart will become Vrindavan. Your mind will become Vrindavan. Once a senior devotee came, he said, he is wearing some t-shirt, Then I told him, Mangalati I met him. He said, you are a heartless person. He said, Hare, instead of saying Hare Krishna and all, you are criticizing, you are heartless. Because on the back of the t-shirt, he is written, slogan, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. I lost my heart in Vrindavan. So we should lose our heart in Vrindavan. Right? We should gift our mind to Krishna, right? Like many times I told this past time. Once the head pujari of Jagannath temple, he went to Jaipur. The princess of Jaipur, she is also a very great devotee of Lord Jagannath. So very nicely decorated small gift box she gave. Said, please give it to Lord Jagannath. Right? Give it to Lord Jagannath. So she told, don't open this and see. Don't see this. Like that. Then he said, okay. Then on the way, if somebody says, like that, you have so much curiosity, what is there? Right? So he opened up. But in all the very nicely decorated box, there is a small piece of paper where it is written that, something is written. Yeah, what is this? He tore it off and then threw it up. Jagannath ji ko kya dega? Itna rich aadmi hai. It's not small, such a small gift. So when he went to Jagannath Puri, he didn't get darshan. Jagannath gayab from the altar. Then he is asking everybody, where is Jagannath? Where is Jagannath? Everybody is saying Jagannath is there on the altar. Then what is there? Then he cried and cried. For many days he didn't get darshan. Then he cried, my dear Lord, what offense I have done? Then Jagannath ji came in dream and said, see, that princess of Jaipur gave some gift to me. Where is that gift? You didn't bring it. She told you not to see it. I thought it's just a piece of paper. What? So why, in that piece of paper she wrote, my dear Lord Jagannath, because Lord Krishna says, I lost my mind in Vrindavan. I lost my heart in Vrindavan. So, in Bhagavatam, said, I heard that you lost your mind in Vrindavan. Please take my mind. Right? So please take my mind. So we should give our tan manaska, mat prana. Right? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, that tad buddhya tad atmana tannishta tad parayanaha gachanti apunaravrittim jnana nirduta kalmasham. Right? Give your intelligence to Krishna, tan buddhya, tad atmana. You give your mind to Krishna. Right? And then tannishta. Give your faith, to Krishna. And then you take shelter of Krishna. If you do these 4 things, tan buddhya, tad atmana, tan nishta, tat parayana, gachanti apunaravrittim, jnana nirduta kalmasham. Whatever contamination is there, it will be cleansed by jnana of me. And then you will travel towards liberation. Right? Liberation. So we should give our mind to Krishna. Right? We should give our prana to Krishna. Right? That's why Krishna is qualifying. Tan manas, man manaska, mat prana, madarte, tyakta daihika. Right? They have given up their relationships, then for my sake. Then I am their most dearmost friend, relative, everything to them. So, Atmanam Manasagata, ye tyakta loka dharmascha, they have given up all this dharma and all that. So, there are three things, Niti, Dharma and Satyam. Niti is required for happiness in this life. Dharma is meant for other next life's happiness. Then Satyam is required for getting Krishna. Right? How many of you know what is the most beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam? Anybody knows? There are 18,000 verses, but one verse is qualified as the most beautiful, greatest poetry. Greatest poetry in Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? 10th canto, 2nd chapter. Prayers by demigods, the first verse. Satyavratam, Satyaparam, Trisatyam. Satyasya yonim, nihitam cha satye. Satyasya satyam, nrutasatya netram. Satyatmakam tvam, sharanam prapadde. Right? So, we should accept, we should give up everything, our prana and everything to Krishna. Then we should accept Krishna as everything, as our pati. Right? Like there is one verse, right? 2nd canto Bhagavatam. Anybody knows? Shriyapatir, Yajnapatir, Prajapatir, Diyampatir, Lokapatir, Dharapatir. Patir gatis Chandaka Vrishni Satvatam. Prasidatam me Bhagavan Satampati. How many patis are there? 7 pati. Shriyapati, Yajnapati, right? There is one. Allopathy, naturopathy, homeopathy, if they don't work, Sitapati, Gati. Right? We have to go to Sitapati only. Right? So Sitapati, whatever. So Krishna is Pati, Pati, 7 Patis. Right? You can read 2nd canto, 4th chapter. Very beautiful verse and the long purport Prabhupada wrote. How he is everything Pati, Pati, Pati. Right? So he is our real Pati, So why we should go to any other Pati? So because the gopis have accepted Krishna as everything, they have given up their mind, their prana, their intelligence, they have given up their dharma. That is why Krishna is saying they are very dear to me, so please go and pacify them. So Krishna is sending, especially Uddhava. Right? That is why we have to think about Krishna all the time. That is the, Prabhupada writes, what is the greatest moral principle in this world? What is the essence of all religious principles? Very good. So, Prabhupada writes, Yatra Yogeshwar Krishna in that purport, that the greatest moral principle is Manmana Bhav Madbhakta. Think of Krishna all the time. And then what is the greatest religious principle, essence of all religious principle? Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam shranamata. Right? These are the two most important verses. That is why Krishna is always telling, right? What is the meaning? Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. So he did not say, hear about me or chant about me. What did he say? He said, at the time of death, think about me. Because our ears may fail, our tongue may fail, but our mind will work till the end. That is why Krishna is telling, think about me at the time of death. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. Right? Mayarpita manobuddhir. Mame vaishyasi asamshaya. While performing your duties, think about me. Prabhupada writes, as Shyam Sundar Krishna. We should think about as Shyam Sundar Krishna. Think about me. Then give up your mind and intelligence to me. You will come to me without fail. So Prabhupada says these Mayavadis, they don't like, they give only body. They don't want to give their mind and intelligence and false ego or Atma. But sannyasi, Vaishnava sannyasis, that's why they have Tridandi sannyas and then one Jivadanda, because we give up everything. Mind, manasa, vacha, karmana and Atma also. Like everything, like that. So then Krishna will think about us also. Right? Like that. So we have to try to think about Krishna all the time. So for that, we have to hear a lot. If you hear about Krishna more and more, that part of hearing is filled up. Then you hear more. Then it overflows. Right? And then that time, you can think about Krishna. That remembrance of Krishna will come. Right? Otherwise, this mind plays spoil sport. Right? Right? So while doing any arti, while doing any service, if you are not thinking about Krishna, or if your mind is absorbed in thinking about something else, Vishnu Thakur says, suppose you are doing arti. While doing arti, your body is engaged, and then your mouth is engaged in chanting the mantras, but your mind is traveling around. Krishna leaves the altar and goes away. Right? Like that. So while doing anything, our mind should be absorbed in Krishna. Our mind should not think about other things. Right? So in that case, only sins get reduced. You don't get Krishna Prem. Vishnu Thakur says. While doing arati, your mind is somewhere else, but your body is doing arati. Then your only sins will get reduced. But we will not get Krishna Prem. Like that. Right? But if you control our mind, if your mind is engaged, ihai ter jitasarga esham samye sthitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmat brahmani tishtati. Right? This is a verse from 5th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Those who have achieved equanimity and control of the mind, equipoised, right? And then they conquer birth, death in this life itself. Ihai ter jitasarga. Right? Esham samye sthitam manaha. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. They will become flawless like Brahman. Flawless like Brahman. Flawless like Brahman. And then they will be firmly fixed in Brahman, Krishna says. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that if you have, Krishna is flawless, Supreme Brahman is flawless, because he is beyond raga and dvesha. He has neither attraction for something, he has hatred for anything, something. So that time, so when we become like that, become free from raga and dvesha. So otherwise Krishna says raga dvesha are the stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. Anyway, who knows this verse? Yatanindriyarteshu ragadvesha vyavastito tayorhi vashamagachet tauhi yasya paripantino. Don't be attached to this, attached and regarding the senses and the sense objects. One should give up raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion, because they are the stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. They are highway robbers, raga and dvesha. Right? So that raga and dvesha are in the mind. So if you keep our mind in the Krishna lotus feet all the time, then we can actually give up this raga and dvesha, and then nirdosham samam brahma. We can become flawless like Brahman. Then we can become fixed in Brahman. Then brahmaputa prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. Sama sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labati. Then we can perform higher level of devotional service when we become samadrishti, like that. So we should give up our mind to Krishna, give up our prana to Krishna, right? Like that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Any questions, comments?
Hare Krishna. Excellent class. I have no doubt, but still I am adding. I have something to ask. There are 6 16 places it says, no? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamasya. But you said only about raga and dvesha. What about other four things? What your connection? What you want to say about others?
Prabhupada writes that if you have desires which cannot be fulfilled, that is called kama. Right? When Shiva Acharya says that this raga, on this verse, third chapter Bhagavad Gita, this raga, everybody has kama. You worship Krishna, you do something to fulfill those desires. But if somebody becomes like Ravanasur, that my kama should be fulfilled at any cost. Everybody was going, there are two people in the whole universe, in the history of the world, that most foolish people in the world, in the history of the world. You know who are the two? One is Ravanasur, another is Duryodhan. How much advice they got? Everybody was coming and telling Ravanasur, give up Sita, give up Sita, give up Sita. Malyavan, he told, cut me into 10,000 pieces, still I will not give you. That is raga. That is raga. When somebody has kama, so much kama, that he is ready to do anything to fulfill that kama, that is raga. Then Duryodhan, everybody was telling Duryodhan, right? Are you are getting Adharaja, at least give 5, villages. No, that his problem is dvesha. No, at any cost, Yudhishthira and Pandavas, they should not be happy. They have so much hatred. So these raga, dvesha are coming from extensions of these 6 only. Very dangerous. That is why Krishna said, they are the stumbling block on the path of self-realization. Raga and dvesha are very dangerous. We should not. So Acharya says that we should not allow kama to become raga. Anger, we should not allow anger to become dvesha.
You mean to say raga dvesha is the samandvanam of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. These are the agents of 6.
Give that Mataji, she has. Arey run na.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for a very strong class. I did have some doubt about one thing that you mentioned that I would like to seek clarity on. It was because you were explaining that we should have only love for Krishna, love for no one else.
Yeah.
I don't understand that to be true because I feel that we should have no material attachment to others, obviously, like no material attachment based on the body, to our mother, to our spouse, to our children. It should not be material, but on the level of Krishna consciousness, we should love everyone, and for the sake of service, we should express that love to those people. And also as preachers, obviously we have love for everyone because we want to save them, we want to give them Krishna. My mother is not a devotee, but I love her and I want to give her Krishna, so I give her my association. My children, one day, if I have children, I will want to give them Krishna, so I will give them love.
Okay. See, your desire to give Krishna to others is Krishna Prema only. You don't love them without Krishna.
Separate from Krishna.
Right? We love Prabhupada. Right? It's not. Right. Because Prabhupada loves Krishna. So, loving Krishna means Krishna, his associates, his abode, his books, everything. So, because we have love for Krishna, we have love for Bhagavad Gita. We want to give that knowledge to others.
Right.
So that is actually love for Krishna only.
Right.
But you have love then for husband or children and all, then you forget Krishna. Prabhupada wrote in one of the purports that if your relatives and friends and wife and children, they support you in Krishna consciousness, you can love them. If they are not supporting you in Krishna consciousness, you can very well reject them.
I would say, even if you reject them, the love is still there, because actually without Krishna, we cannot love anyways.
Yeah.
That's only attachment.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as love
Yeah.
without Krishna.
Yeah.
But with Krishna, we love anyone regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Thank you,
we
Prabhu.
see them as a part and parcel of Krishna.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
We should not have hatred for anybody. That please remember. If you have hatred in our heart for anybody, even for our enemy, we will not get Krishna. That is also mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We should not hate anybody because everybody is a part and parcel of Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
हरे कृष्ण भाई, थैंक यू प्रभु जी, बहुत सुंदर क्लास। प्रभु जी मेरा एक प्रश्न है, भगवद गीता के 8वें अध्याय का जो 5वां श्लोक है, जिसमें भगवान बोलते हैं अंत काले च मामेव स्मरण मुक्त्वा कलेवरम यह प्रयाति स मद्भावम याति नास्ति संशय। उसके तात्पर्य में श्रील प्रभुपाद जी लिखते हैं एक लाइन में कि भगवान का स्मरण उस अशुद्ध जीव से नहीं हो सकता जिसने कृष्ण भावनामृत में रहकर अभ्यास नहीं किया। इसका मतलब कृष्ण भावनामृत में रहकर अभ्यास नहीं किया मतलब
means Prabhupada, that is means Prabhupada says those who are practicing all the time throughout their life, right? See, prayana kale, one acharya says, actually the time of journey is not important. Before that, you have to book your ticket, you have to pack your luggage, you have to arrange money. All these are very important, right? Then only prayana kala will happen. Like that antakala, all this preparation is very much required. So unless somebody is very, very sinful, right? So one person is having very high fever and all, right? So their sons are talking that 104 ho gaya, 105 ho gaya, like that they are speaking. That fellow is so much attached, no? He is so much attached that he is got up and then he is saying, बेच दो. गोल्ड मर्चेंट था, ऐसा कुछ था, उसको प्राइस बढ़ गया करके बोलते बेच दो. So somebody told Gandhiji chanted Rama's name. Even if he chanted, he will not go back to Godhead, because throughout his life he is saying Britishers get out, India is my country in bodily concept of life. So even if he chanted Rama, he will not go back to Godhead because he is so much in bodily concept of life. So those who have practiced Krishna consciousness, if they remember Krishna, they will go back to Godhead. If others, if they by chance, if they remembered Krishna, they will get a good body. Because without becoming completely purified, nobody will go back to Godhead. It's very important to practice throughout the life. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Gandhra Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.